Good to go. Here we go. Feel Good Friday. We are live on October 13th. A lot of stretching, a lot of core today. Just feeling good. So let's get started face down, everybody. We'll go face down, grab onto the foot, pull that heel toward the glute, and hold. So a lot of longer holds today. We'll go at least a minute. Some of these we might even go longer, but let's go ahead and start with this. Grab onto that foot, pull the heel toward the glute. Keep your abs tight in order to flatten out your back, and then also keep your glutes tight. So we're pushing the hips down to the floor. Down. Second half of this stretch, we're going to go a little bit active. So in 10 seconds, we're going to go active with this. Imagine like you're trying to now straighten out your leg, right? So your arm's going to straighten. Imagine like this leg is trying to straighten. You're engaging the quad to do it. Now relax and pull into that stretch more. We just tricked our quads into relaxing more. Let's do it again. Imagine like you're trying to straighten your leg. It's getting very active right there in the front of the leg, and then relax, pull with the arm. And one more time. Active with the quad. Imagine like you're trying to straighten out that leg and go back to that quad stretch. And good. Let's switch to the other leg. Grab onto that foot. We're going 30 seconds passive, so we're just pulling the ankle, pulling the heel toward the glute, and hold. Make sure we're breathing, but also staying active with the glutes, pushing the hips down to the floor. Squeezing the abs, flattening the lower back. Pain-free workout today, feeling good. Those on the preview, we got about 10 or 15 minutes showing you how good you can feel in a very short amount of time. This is what it's all about. This is the foundation to all of our fitness right here, is actually being able to feel good as we move. All right, let's do that. Let's do that fake out here. We're gonna go active, engage that quad, as if you're trying to straighten out the leg, and now relax, pull with the arm. There's one, let's do two more. Engage the quad, as if you're trying to straighten it out, and pull. Good. Let's do one more. Engage, as if you're trying to straighten it out, getting it very active, and rest, and pull with the arm, and relax. Good. Okay, let's flip over onto our backs. We're going to go into a frog position. So that's here on our backs. Bottoms of the feet are together. Let the knees drop out to the side. And then we're just going to relax here with the lower body. No movement with the lower body. Upper body, let's go into a pullover. So you're going to interlace your fingers. And then we're coming straight up overhead. So the leg position is going to put the lower back into a little arch. And that's going to give us some opportunity to get that extension throughout the upper back. This one should feel good. And rest. Let's reset our legs into just a normal leg position, knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Let's do elbow curls. So we're going to curl our fingers here. Put the knuckles to the temples, and then bring the elbows in, and then elbows back. Elbows all the way in, elbows all the way back. Good. So nice and slow, very easy, very gentle range of motion. So we're looking for different, very subtle feedback cues from our body. If I ask you, how hard is this? Everybody's going to say, oh, it's easy. Right? But that's not what we're looking for necessarily. We're looking for, how smooth is it? Do my elbows touch the floor at the same time? When I pull my elbows back to the floor, are my shoulder blades moving toward each other? Does one move toward each other before the other one? So these are very detailed questions that we want to ask ourselves, instead of, is it hard or easy? Oh, it's easy, because these are all easy today. But we're going for that fine tuning. All right, let's bring the elbows out to the side, fingertips pointed to the ceiling. We got goalposts right now. So we're rotating the hands down to the floor and then back up. Optional, if you want to hold some light weights while you're doing this one, you can. That'll help you get the hands down closer to the floor as you have that weight opening up that shoulder a little bit. Now, one option, if you do want to get a little bit active with this one, you can go into a 90-90 position, bracing with your abs, your hips, and your thighs. So that's an option as well, or you can just relax. It depends on how much work you're doing on your own, right? If you're lifting weights, if you're hiking, you're running, you might want to use today as just a recovery day. On the other hand, if you want to get a little bit of core, you can do that too. All right, let's have the hands on the floor, right in that ending position. We're gliding straight up overhead and then back down. So glide all the way up and then back down. Brushing the back of the wrists on the floor, the elbows, the back of the shoulder. And same thing here, asking ourselves more detailed questions, not just is it easy or hard, but where do I feel it? What part of my arm is not touching the floor? So if I was really feeling this, I would notice that my left wrist is having a hard time getting on the floor compared to the right one. And then as I go each time, I'm just trying to get it 1 millimeter closer to the floor. That's it, bit by bit, not trying to overachieve or anything. And that's a mental note right there. If there's any exercise that is off balance, if one side is doing one thing and the other side is doing something else, then that's just a note. Hey, maybe I should be doing this every day. Your body's going to tell you what to do on your own. Okay, let's go arms out to the side. We have chest flies. So similar to the elbow curls, we're going to bring our arms toward each other, touch the elbows together, the wrists and the palms, and then bring it back. So all the way in, all the way back. And then same thing here. When we get back to the floor, we're trying to touch the wrists to the floor, as well as the back of the hands and the elbows. So if you've ever lifted weights, especially something like, let's say, bench press or chest flies, you're feeling that, okay, this is not hard. Again, it's not hard in that sense, but it's checking that range of motion, making sure we have the ability to go in that full 90-degree range, that you can touch your wrists to the floor, that you can bring your hands together. There's no limitations throughout this range of motion. Okay, and rest. Let's go pullover. So interlace your hands out in front. There's 3 options here. So option 1 is your hands are interlaced and you're going up and down like this. Option 2, grab a light to moderate weight and you can hold it between the hands just like that. And then option 3 is do that with leg raises. So 90-90, raise your arms up as you lower your legs down and then come back to the starting position just like that. So up to you. 3 different pullover options. It's Feel Good Friday, so I'm going option 1 probably on all these exercises today. I'm not going to be pushing it today. But if you want to push it, you are welcome. All right, let's go on your side. And we're going to do an upper spinal floor twist. So this is going to be one of our longer holds. Let's go 90-90 with the legs. So you have a 90-degree angle with the knees, 90-degree angle with the hips. Take your top hand up all the way over. And as you twist, or as you bring the arm over, you're going to be twisting the torso. So use the weight of the arm to get that twist. And just breathe. Every time you breathe out, that's when you're going to feel that drop. The arm is going to drop a little more. You get a little bit more of a twist. If you want, you can use a light weight. You can hold a light weight in that hand. Up to you. Good time here to focus on your breathing. So big deep breath in. Again, you're creating a little bit of tension there when you breathe in. And then when you breathe out, let it out. Good, good, good. We want to get good at being able to relax our muscles. Those muscles can only do two things. They can engage and they can release. And you want to get better at being able to consciously control that engagement and that release. So we've labeled these terms, right? To be able to engage a muscle better, that means you're getting stronger. To be able to release a muscle better, that means you're getting more flexible. You're getting more conscious control over both of those, the strength and the flexibility. Strength and flexibility really are the same thing. They're just two ends of the continuum. You get stronger on one end and you get more flexible on the other. So we're training both. Let's go ahead and close it up. We're not switching yet. We're going to close it up and then reopen it all the way. Let it hang here for a second or two. And then close it again. So now we're getting active here. We've taken the rib cage and the spine into that big range of motion. And now we are just teaching the body how to get in and out of that range of motion. So little by little, getting more flexible in the spine. And this one, just like everything we do, this one should feel really good. If it doesn't feel good, or maybe the end of the range of motion feels tight, you can always shorten that range of motion. You don't have to try to make this a huge range. In fact, any kind of flexibility exercises, the goal is not to get that flexibility, right? The goal is not to be able to do the splits. The goal is to feel better and more relaxed going that direction. And little by little, as you practice more, you'll be able to go further into it. But that will be just a natural byproduct of that relaxation. Okay, we are ready. Let's switch to the other side. All right, so we are on our side. We are in 90-90 with the legs. So that's 90 degrees with the knees, 90 degrees with the hip. We're going up and over and hold. Remember, this is a long hold. When you first start, you might have that residual tightness from your day-to-day activities. But the spine and all the muscles around the spine, they're just like any other muscles. If you don't move them, they will get tight and you'll lose the ability to move the spine. On the other hand, if you practice this every day, just little bits at a time, you will regain that ability. If you watch any kid, I'd say like 8 years old and younger, they're supple, they can move, especially even younger. Let's say like kindergartners, right? They can move. They don't have the spinal conditions that we adults have because they move. Their spines are pretty much like any other joint of their body. They're supple, they're strong, they have a good posture. That's the way we have the ability to get back to that. But we have to do two things. We have to add in exercises like these. And some of us need to subtract some of the other things we're doing. Maybe we're lifting weights that are too heavy, right? Weightlifting is great, but we can't go too heavy too quickly. Or maybe we're doing too much sitting, or maybe we're stressing too much. Those are the things that we want to take out of our lives slowly. All right, let's make this one active. Close it all the way up, and then open it all the way up. So again, it's an active range of motion, but it's an easy active, right? Don't force this. When you get to the end of your range, stop there and come out of it and go back. Yeah. Go to the end of your range, stop, and go out of it. Finished watching the Netflix special on David Beckham, and he was talking about when he knew he had to retire, and it's basically he'd get up out of bed in the morning and just feel like, oh my gosh, what just happened, right? When you're 25 years old, you can recover, and it's just one of those things. As we get a little older, we can still do a lot of the same things that we did when we were younger. We just need to be aware of our recovery in between. We need to be a little bit more active and deliberate about that recovery. We can't just go, go, go. We have to go and then stop and then go and then stop. All right, let's go cats and dogs. Hands and knees, hands and knees. So right here, let the abdomen drop down. We're squeezing the shoulder blades together. We're looking up, and then we're rounding and tucking the chin. Those of you on the short workout today live on YouTube or Facebook, that will be it for today. If you want to join the full workouts, healthintherealworld.com. You can get a 30-day trial of these 1-hour workouts 3 days a week. Otherwise, we'll see you on Monday, 8 a.m. Pacific time for another workout. So great job, everyone. Those of you staying with us, we got 30 more seconds of the cats and dogs. We'll go here a little more.